Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. You're watching Diamond Painting by Donnie. And you guessed it, I'm Donnie. Today we are going to experiment. Well, it's not really an experiment, somebody already experimented, but I am going to try it out and show you what they did to get rid of wrinkles. Non-ironing way of getting rid of wrinkles. If this doesn't work, well, we won't have to worry about it because I won't post the video. So, first thing you're going to want to do is get yourself a canvas that's wrinkled. This one is one that I had under a pile of other diamond paintings, and the wrinkles are still not coming out. They're still there. I did check to make sure that it wasn't a bubbles, it wasn't bubbles that was causing this. And I guess part of it is right in here. That's a huge bubble. But this right here is a big wrinkle, but there's no bubble. I might have to take that back because there is a huge bubble up there. Yeah. Okay, this canvas is not going to do well for this because that kind of changes things. I mean, if you've got wrinkles on, if the canvas is perfectly flat, the glue is perfectly flat, and you still have wrinkles, then this idea would work. So, I mean, this one right here, this big old wrinkle right here, I'm gonna go ahead and do it for this particular wrinkle right here, because that's the wrinkle that I'm talking about that won't come out, and that's not a bubble. There are bubbles, but that isn't what's wrinkled on the canvas. It's this big crease here, and I'm going to try this out. First thing you're going to want to do is, after you find your canvas that's wrinkled, is spot check. I put a little bit of this stuff on here, on the corner, and as you can see, it's still wet, and I made sure that it's not bleeding, and the ink is fine, and it is still fine, you can see here. So it did not run the ink whatsoever. And there we go. So it's all good. So with this particular one, it'll be fine. Now, I'm going to get another canvas as well after this and try it. I will spot check that one as well. So what we are using here is some Downy Wrinkle Releaser. Well, Plus. I got this on Amazon. I will link it. If this works, I will have it linked on my Amazon page under Diamond Painting Accessories. But I couldn't. The best price I found was this 2-pack. So I've got these 2 huge things of wrinkle releaser. I've never used wrinkle releaser. I never really worried about wrinkles. So I've got a lot of it. Now, but it also says it refreshes fabrics, and it's a static remover, and it removes odor, and it's an ironing aid. It relaxes fabrics better than water. Okay, so if I ever decide to iron again or have something to iron, I will have this to use. So this is something that Nancy Hoover came up with. She's a nice woman on my group. Yeah, Nancy Hoover. And she wants to make sure and stress that you need to spot check your canvas before you do this. Because I do not want to be responsible for ruining anyone's canvas by doing this without spot checking. So make sure you check a small corner. As you can see, it's almost completely dry now. But this is what she said to do. Well, this is what she did. Okay, she drenched the back of it. Wow, that smells really good. And I think I drenched it a little too much. It's everywhere. And then she just smoothed it out. So this might not be, I don't know if it'll work on creases, because this is a big crease. But I think I'm going to dab up some of this extra that I overdid it. It's a small canvas. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit. And while this is sitting, I'm going to look for see if I have another canvas that's wrinkled. I might actually just do an unboxing so that I can have one, because I lay all my canvases out and I put them underneath other canvases so that the weight of them normally takes out my wrinkles. I normally do not have an issue with wrinkles because I don't get to them right away, and so they flatten by the time I get to them. They're fine. So I'm going to actually probably do an unboxing real quick that you will see later on so that I can get a canvas that I know is going to be wrinkled, because it's one of those, it's folded up. And we'll come back and check on this, and I'll bring back another canvas for you to look at. So we just have to let this dry. It is soaked all the way through, so we'll see. I will see you shortly. All right, I'm back, and I actually have a couple of pretty wrinkled little 30 by 30 canvases here. Now, you're going to get a little bit of a sneak peek here of what they are, because the unboxing for this will definitely not be going up until after, at some point in the future. However, you can see that they're trees, and I'm not going to actually turn it over, but you can see the wrinkles here, and this is a partial, so it's the different type of glue than on the first one that I sprayed down. So it's still not quite dry, but I'm not sure if it's going to do anything for that, because of the fact that it was more of a crease than a wrinkle. And this actually has some good wrinkles here, so we'll see what it does. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to try not to overdo it like I did the first one. I mean, it was puddled the first time. I did spot check it over here before I started this back up. I'm going to go ahead and spray its little companion too, because there was two that I unboxed. Okay, that's plenty, and it smells so good in here right now. So, and just kind of smooth it down. As I'm smoothing it down, it's like puddling, bringing all the puddled water over. Oh my goodness. I probably should have taken a picture of it before I did this, but I didn't. Good thing I have clean hands, or this would be really yucky. This would look really yucky. Alright. So this is a crease right here, so I'm not sure if this is going to relax that. In fact, I didn't hardly get any on here. Let me kind of mush some up there towards... I need to spray some up there because there is like nothing in the corner here. So I know a lot of people don't like to iron their canvases for many reasons, because for one, it does say on a lot of these, it will say no non-iron canvas or something to that effect, and others are afraid they're going to, you know, ruin the glue, or, you know, all the different things that could happen. So let me move that out of the way and do it to this one. Now, I normally wouldn't, I'm not worried about wrinkles normally, because like I said, I don't get to most of these right away, and I put it underneath heavy stuff, and by the time I get to it, it's perfectly flat. They're perfectly flat. But for purposes of demonstration, for demonstration purposes, I went ahead and did this. Now, this is soaking wet. I probably should dab it again, because there is just, I think, way too much on here. It's like puddled, and there's no more room for it to soak into. So I'm going to let these dry, and I'll probably be right back with you shortly to show you the first one that we did. Be right back. All right, I am back, and I gave this a couple of hours to dry, and I did several videos in between waiting for this to dry and coming back. I even took my X-Acto knife and cut the bubbles and made the bubbles go away basically on this canvas. I don't know if you can remember what they look like here. They were pretty bad, but I now have no bubbles. It does look pretty scarred. I don't know if you can see right there. It looks scarred, but it's flat and it is still sticky. And if you guys don't want to search through and look for my video on how to break bubbles, I can link it for you right here. But I'm also going to probably do a new one because I did 2 different methods combined in this, and it feels very flat. I mean, I can still feel a little bit of raised areas, but the bubbles aren't there that were. Now, the question is though, is it still wrinkled or creased or whatever it was that we had a problem with this canvas? This one was a crease. It was this crease right here. As you can see, it is still there. I cannot get it to go away. I will probably have to iron this because that is just really deep. I don't know why, but it is. But the rest of it is, I mean, it's flat. I don't have any other abnormalities in this canvas. I took care of the bubbles, and the rest of it is extremely flat. And I can tell you one thing, it smells really good. So if nothing else, maybe I'll spray my canvases so that they don't smell like the factories. So that's the first one. So that's a bust with that crease. As far as wrinkles, let's see how it did on these other canvases. All right, so this is the one that was pretty wrinkled, and as you can see, it's still wrinkled. I even gave it, I sat here like this, holding it down and kind of stretching it for a little while, hoping that maybe that would help it, but I'm still seeing the creases. The creases are pretty prominent still in this canvas, as you can see there. They're still very evident. I mean, they're flat. I mean, I can give it that. They are flat. They're just, the wrinkles aren't, I don't find it, this spray to be an alternative to ironing in order to get the canvases perfectly wrinkle free in a quick, short amount of time. Like I've said, these creases will come out 90% of the time after I've left it underneath something heavy. Let's look at the other one. Same thing. This one wasn't wrinkled, it was just creased. I mean, the creases don't look as deep. That I can say that. And I believe that if I wanted to, oh, this one's still a little damp, probably because it was underneath. If I wanted to, I could drill on these right away. And also, if you noticed, after I did that, it seems like you can see through this canvas easier than you could before. It might be just this one because it's still wet, because yeah, you really can't see through this one like you can this one. And I believe that's due to it being still being damp. So I'll keep that one on top, let that dry out a little bit more, and then I will go stick it underneath the other canvases to get, hopefully get these creases out. But no, I think the fabric, oh, what's it called? The wrinkle releaser? Yeah. I believe it helped a little bit. It did make it where it flattened, but these deep creases just don't come out with the spray, but they do flatten. nicely. So that is just my opinion. If you want to try your own test it out yourself. See if there's anything you can think of to add to it or to do with it to maybe get it to work. Let me know. I would appreciate that, just because I wanted this to work. I really, really did, because that would save people from having to dig out that iron and chance, ruining their canvas by burning it or melting it. So that's okay. I rarely ever, I've only ironed mine once. So, but for you guys, it would have been nice to find something for you guys. Anyway, I know it was a bust. It was not, as well as I thought it would be, but I hope you guys learned something and maybe got some ideas and it helped somebody. If you, did, please, give me a thumbs up, or thumbs down. Just let me know you're watching. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have fun diamond painting. And don't forget to always sparkle wherever you go and whatever you do. Take care, everyone. Bye.